Hello everyone, this is Syntax Error, and today we are going to be looking at how to code a grappling hook in Minecraft using Spigot 1.16. And first of all, we're just going to take a look at the plugin. So if you go ahead and type /plugins, you can see that we have imported in the plugin custom items. That's the plugin that we coded. So when we go ahead and do /give grappling hook, you can see that it gives us a grappling hook with a custom name, custom lore, and we set it to unbreakable. And if we go ahead and use a grappling hook, it pulls us to a place where our bobber or the fishing rod is facing. And it does have a 5-second cooldown, so if I go ahead and spam this command, you can see that it shows the item ability is not ready yet. So yeah, let's get straight to the coding part then. Alright, now we are going to move on to how to code the grappling hook. I'm using IntelliJ to code this Minecraft plugin. So I've already started out with the project setup. So we're going to go ahead and create our a Java class, and we're going to name it item manager. And this is where we are going to be creating our items. Now we're going to create our item stack first. So public static item stack, and we're going to call it grappling hook. Then we're going to import item stack. Then after we've done that, we are going to create a public static void and name it init, standing for initialize. And we're gonna go for the creation of our grappling hook. So we're gonna create a private static void, and we're gonna call it create grappling hook bracket, and we're gonna do this. Then we're gonna do item stack item equals to new item stack. We're gonna put its material as a fishing rod and its amount as 1. We're gonna do this, import material. Then we're gonna do item meta equals to item dot get item meta. So this gets the item meta, and then we're gonna import item meta. Import the class meta dot set display name. We're gonna set a display name, which means what it shows, and then we're gonna do this, put a semicolon, and over here we want to color code it. We want to make the name have color. So you're going to go to Google and you're going to go to this place, Minecraft color codes. The link will be in the description. And for our case, we'll choose blue, which is this symbol with a 9. That's the code. We're just going to paste that in, and we're going to call it grappling hook. Then we are going to create the lore now, and for lore we are going to have to create a string, a list, an array list for the lore. So we're gonna, there's not supposed to be a space here, and we're gonna call it lore equals to new array list, and then we are going to import array list and list, import class. Then we are going to do lore.add, and it's the wrong type of bracket, and we are going to do this symbol with 7, which is gray, and we are going to say travel in style with this tool, and just put the dots there. And then we're gonna lore.add. And if we do not put anything, it should be purple. I guess that's what the color is called. Item is a 5-second cooldown. We're going to do the cooldown in a while after we have created the commands. Then we are going to do meta.set lore, and we're going to put lore here. So it gets the lore and sets it in our item. Then for this case, we're going to make our grappling hook unbreakable. So we're going to do meta.set unbreakable in bracket. In the middle of bracket, we put true and semicolon. Then we are going to do item.set item meta and set it as meta. Then at last, we are going to put our grappling hook, which is the one we created, on top equals to item, so that we know that when we spawn in this grappling hook, we will automatically get this lines of code here. So then we just need to initialize it, and it will be just create grappling hook with a bracket semicolon, and that should be our item created. Now we are going to move on to the commands. So we're going to create a new class, a new Java class, and we call it commands. Then in commands, we are going to put it as implements, command, no space, executor, and then we import this, import the class. And then the first thing we're going to do is add override public boolean on command sender command cmd string label string. Let's do this in args. Then we are going to do the curly brackets. We're going to import all of these. There we go. And then we're going to do if the exclamatory mark is means the opposite, sender instance, that's not so space, player, I'm going to import the player later, sender dot send, dot send message, only players can use that command. I'm going to put a semicolon and we're going to import the player. And then we're going to return true. And then after we check if it's a player or not a player, we're going to do player equals to then we're going to do this just to say that our sender is a player, make the sender a player, and then we're going to say that if the player, and I just type everything, has permission as op, which means that we want to get whether the player is opt or not. If he's opt, then we will be able to give him the grappling hook. If he's not opt, then we say you do not have permission to run this command, which we'll do in a while. So if command cmd dot get, put a comma, dot get name dot equals ignore case give grappling hook, I'm going to go out here and we're going to say player dot get inventory dot add item manager dot grappling hook. This line of code basically just adds the grappling hook to the player's inventory if the command this command give /give grappling hook is run, it will automatically put the grappling hook item into the player's inventory, and the item manager dot grappling hook is basically just referring to the item manager and getting the item stack. And then the next thing we're going to do is we are going to go out of this area here. I'm going to put else if the player does not have permission, which means if he's not opt, I'm going to do sender dot send message. So the bracket, you are not allowed to use this command, and we are going to put a semicolon, and we're going to go out and we're going to return true because it's a boolean that we set over here, and it requires a return true or return, yeah. Then the next thing we want to do is we are going to go ahead to our main class, which in this case is this one, and we are going to basically just put in the get commands and all the so we are going to do item manager dot init as well as get command give grappling hook, which is the one that we set in command just now, dot set executor new commands. Oh yeah, okay. So this is basically just setting up the commands and the item that we created. Alright, now we're going to move on to we're going to create our item event. So we're going to do new Java class item events, and then we are going to go in the item events and we're going to type implements listener. Then we're going to import listener. That's the first one. Alright, so now the first thing that we're going to do is add event handler, and then we are going to do public void on fish, which means we're going to create our play event now. Oh, so it's be a capital player fish event. I'm going to do this curly brackets again. We're going to import player fish event, import the class player, just setting up all these things now, equals to event dot get player, which means that we want to get the player that is fishing with the grappling hook basically. Okay, next one, item stack item equals to player dot get inventory dot get item in main hand, and then we're going to import item stack. Then after this we're going to do item meta equals to item dot get item meta. We're going to import item meta. Then string name equals to meta dot get display name. Basically what we want to do with the display name is compare with the item that is in the player's main hand when he fishes, if it's a grappling hook or not. So if it's a grappling hook, then only we make the player, then only we bring the player forward. If it's not a grappling hook, we just put him where he is. I'm not going to disturb him. So if name dot equals to and we are going to go ahead, let's put this thing first. We're going to go ahead into our item manager and we're going to copy paste this grappling hook together with the color code, equals to grappling hook curly brackets, and then we're going to check if the event the get state is equals to player fish event dot state dot reel in. So you only want to bring the player forward if, oh, and I spelled equals wrongly. if we only want to bring the player forward if he reels in with the grappling hook. And then we are going to curly brackets, we are going to location, we're going to get the player location first, equals to player dot get location, and then we're going to import location. And then after this, we're going to do location and get the hook, the location of the hook. A hook location equals to and not player event dot get hook dot get location, and then we're going to compare these two locations. Location change equals to hook location dot subtract with player location. Then we put a semicolon, then player dot set velocity change dot to vector dot multiply 0.3. Basically, we want to move the player now, and so we have done the item event. This is basically just moving the player to where we want the player to move, which is toward the hook, where the hook landed, or where the hook is still in air. And now we're going to go back to our main class, and then in the main class we are going to register the event. So get server dot get plugin manager dot register events, new item events, and this semicolon, and import get plugin manager. There we go. And I forgot a dot. That should get off. That should make the errors disappear. Okay, now we are gonna do the cooldown for our grappling hook. So we're gonna create another new class. We're gonna name it Cooldown this time, and then in Cooldown we're gonna first of all create a hash map. We're gonna use a hash map to create the cooldown. I'm gonna put the player in the hash map, and then once the cooldown is done, then we are gonna get the player out. So we're gonna do public static hash map UUID double. We're gonna call it cooldowns. Then we're gonna import UUID and hash map. And import hash map. I really need to work on my typos. I forgot the capital M. Public static void setup cooldown. This is basically creating the hash map. So this, and there's not supposed to be a space. Okay, then we're gonna enter this. Then cooldowns equals to new hash map. This angle brackets and the normal brackets. Then we're gonna go for public static void set cooldown. Oh, not supposed to have a S. Set cooldown player in seconds. Do this, import. There we go. And then we are going to put the player into the cooldown now. So we're gonna do a double delay first, equals to system dot current time millis plus seconds multiplied by 1000. We're gonna do this, and then we're gonna put the player now into the cooldown, into the hash map. So cooldowns.put player dot get unique ID delay with this semicolon, and then we are gonna do public static boolean. This is basically to check if the cooldown has already finished or if the play is still in the cooldown. Check cooldown, and I misspelled cooldown. Check cooldown player and put if exclamatory mark again to say not with the opposite of yes. Contains key. I forgot the S. Dot contains key, and then we're gonna put player dot get unique, and I misspelled unique. Perfect. This, then we're gonna put or cooldowns dot get player dot get unique ID, then is less than or equal to system dot current time millis, and I'm just gonna pull this thing back a bit, then we're gonna put this thing, then we're gonna return true. I spelled twir. Okay, then otherwise we are gonna return false. Okay, and then I misspelled unique. Okay, there we go. Then that's our cooldown setup done. Now all we need to do is put our player in the cooldown when he reels in the grappling hook. So we're gonna go again back to our player event. Then we're gonna go down here and check if the player's in a cooldown or not. So if cooldown dot check cooldown event dot get player, then we are going to put this entire line of code inside this. So basically, if the player is not in the cooldown anymore, we are going to do all this, which is to make the player go to where he cast the grappling hook, and then we are gonna put the player into the cooldown. Cooldown.set cooldown event.get player and 5 seconds. Alright. Then if the player is still in cooldown, else we're gonna put player.send message. This will send the message to his chat, and we're gonna put the chat color as dark red plus item ability is not ready yet. We're gonna put this, and then we're gonna import chat color. The first one. There we go, and with that we are almost done. All we need to do is just go to plugin the YML, and then we have to put our command in. So what we're gonna do is commands give grappling hook, and then a description. We're just gonna say gives a grappling hook to the player, and its usage, we're just gonna put slash command. There we go. Okay, and we also have to go back to our main class and type cooldown dot set up cooldown. This will set up the cooldown, and now we are done with coding this plugin. So all we have to do is to build the plugin and paste it into our plugins folder and run the server. So I'll see you in the test server. Alright, we are back in the test server, and if you go ahead and go give ourselves a grappling hook, we get the grappling hook, and it has all the item lore and names and unbreakable that we set it in the coding just now. And if you go ahead and right click, it pulls us towards the place, and if you go ahead and spam it, it shows that the item ability is not ready yet. So that's all working, and yeah, that's it for the video for today, and I'll see you when I see you in the next custom item coding plugin. Bye!